Dale Little here with Rescue American Ministers. Back in Revelation chapter 19, we're starting in, and just a few more chapters will be finished with this study of the end times, I think, unless we go back somewhere and check on some others that we maybe didn't cover before. Some of the books but we've covered a number of them that dealt with the end times, and so we may go a separate direction by then, but we'll see. We've just finished with chapter 18, which talked about the great Babylon, mystery Babylon the Great, and how it has fallen in 1 hour, just suddenly it's destroyed, and how the world will be weeping and wailing. That same group that in this day celebrates anytime they get victory over the church or righteousness in any way, they're out to promote their unrighteous agenda. And they celebrate every victory. And they chide and make fun of the children of God. We have that bit of a battle going on right here in North Carolina now. With trying to get, of course, been going on for a long time, the churches haven't been involved to get much done, but a few are starting to do that now with the school boards to get some of this pornographic material out of our school libraries. Now, I was told by a friend of mine, he had been talking to some of the pastors and some of the churches about getting involved, and one pastor told him, said, well, it wasn't, something he was going to get involved with. Said some of his church members were on that school board. And he said they're good people. Well, now there are a few good people on that school board, so I'm not condemning everybody. But I don't think those are the ones that's on his school board. And anyone who is either promotes that type of pornography, these pornographic books in school libraries, or either is okay with it, I want to tell you something, they're not good people. They're not a good person, regardless of what that pastor wants to say. And I was at one school board meeting, and at the end of it, everyone there was as civil as could be, extremely nice. The church group that was there that I went with, a couple of them, and extremely nice. But at the end of the meeting, this lady maybe that's a misnomer. This woman decides to have her little say, and she says something about she's going to tell a story about a false alarm being called in, a bomb threat, I think it was, or something. But anyway, during that response, someone was injured, and I think so. Her whole thing was, and she said, "Well, don't be doing anything like that," and that was very offensive. I mean, every one of these people had been so super nice and kind. No one making any kind of threat, just let them know that they were there, that they wanted to see these books taken out of the school libraries, and she comes up with that story right at the end. And as I walked by, after we dismissed, I had to walk by her table, and I said, that was a terrible thing to say. Even say to this group of people after the way no one's acted out of the way or anything like that, and for you to indicate that they might do something like that and call in a bomb threat or something of that nature is an insult. Now, there's another thing going on right now that I'm getting ready to get involved with a little more. I don't know if anybody else is doing it. I hope somebody will through this maybe. But our Lowe's grocery store, it's the only grocery store in the community where we've got here. And so, here in the Bethlehem area, North Carolina, I'll just go ahead and say it. Just out across the river from Hickory. They've got these signs when you go out the checkout counter with a bunch of double entendre signs up. They're advertising their programs that they have. Well, I'll not mention the worst one, but one of them is, we do butt rubs or something like that, talking about pork and things. But, the double entendre that's there. And it's intentional, it's not by accident. And if this is let go and it gets worse, and there is, like I say, some worse ones there posted, and I guarantee you, if I repeated some of those things to the store help there, the manager or somebody else, they would be very offended and maybe escort me out. I don't know, I haven't done that. Don't plan to, but who knows? May have to. But it's Lowe's grocery store, and it's from I understand from their headquarters that insist on this. I've asked for them to be taken down or either to be moved. They've recently opened up a bar there in the grocery store, and I've asked them to be moved back there. I said, those guys back there, those people back there at the bar probably enjoy that. But I said, every customer has to go out with their kids and has to see that stuff, does not. Of course, many people don't even look at them, don't notice them, but they're there. Why? The same reason that the pornography is in the school libraries, to desensitize our children through sexuality, so that adults can take advantage of them later on. That's the bottom line. You can say what you want to. That's Babylon, the wickedness of Babylon the Great. This is called the Mystery Babylon. It's more of a system. Yes, there is maybe a place, and we talked about that already. I'll not go back into that, but the worst thing is the system. And it's a way, and we even have a president now that was put into office even after videos shown openly on TV. They didn't like to show it. And every time the news media saw it and they showed it, they laughed about it like, well, this is creepy. Creepy Joe Biden, said. But nobody ever condemned him for putting his hands all over these little kids as he was ushering the family around for a photo op as these new congressional people were being sworn in, or other people in the government. Putting his hands on their wives and his hands on their kids, and yet he was elected president. I have a question about that. I mean, somebody never come out of the bunker during the campaign. When they did, there's no crowd there. How somebody like that get elected president? Another story, another time. But the filth, the mindset that's there, and that's what we have as president now. Now, somebody says we shouldn't get involved with politics. I beg your pardon. God has business everywhere. This is his world. Satan may rule it for a time, under God's permission. God's kind of letting him have it right now, but he is coming back, and that's what we're getting ready to get into, and I think we need to go ahead and get into it. But I want to touch on this stuff. Mystery Babylon. Friend, it's going to get worse before it gets better. People keep talking about, we're looking forward to this great latter rain.